Arts, Military, and Healing is a collaborative initiative uniting the resources of veterans organizations, art schools, national cultural institutions. It's been the work and the project of the result of visionary ideas and tremendous actions on the parts of many individuals working as a team over the last several months. But we know we are just beginning to scratch the surface of what's really happening across the country. The Arts, Military, and Healing workshops, theater and dance performances, the film screening, art exhibitions, all highlight the many ways in which the arts and crafts have been intersecting with the U.S. military for many years.
Today's soldiers and veterans are using an unprecedented number of alternative therapies to rebalance and reorient. Many of today's veterans have the opportunity to participate in art therapy programs, and many others are using the arts as a way to take healing into their own hands.
Where we began was Drew Cameron, who decided he was going to cut his uniform off his body, pulping it and making paper.
Individuals are taking something, an article of clothing that has personal significance, that has a lot of story and meaning to them, and actually physically deconstruct it, to cut it apart, and to take that through the processes and to use the end product as a material to tell a new story is really powerful.
I always compare shooting a rifle to shooting a camera. Breathing, aim, target, trigger squeeze.
Seeing the piles of leftover pockets, buttons, patches, and zippers reminded me of the skeletons that we carry with us from those far-off places only us military people get a first-person experience with.
I love to talk things out. I love to discuss things with people, but it's not the same as being able to actually get something out of your head and see it, whether it's creative writing or whether it's, tearing down your uniforms or making paper out of them. You can actually see and feel something concrete, and it's not stuck in your head anymore.
This event brings a lot of awareness about the connection between active military, veterans, and the arts, and how powerful the arts have been in people's recovery, especially from combat situations. And I think we really underestimate how healing and how powerful the arts are in that sense. And the other thing that this event brings together are veterans who are active in that and supporting others and becoming mentors and guides for the progress of this kind of work to be done all over the country and all over the world. Most of the people that are involved in it, if not all, want to see this kind of work become regular part of veterans hospitals, any kind of veteran support programs, also empower veterans themselves to get these kinds of things started.
This is only the beginning of a journey for not only the veteran artist community, but the larger arts community. The veteran experience is being talked about a lot these days, and we in the arts community have the opportunity to redefine who the veteran is and reshape the narrative that is often only portrayed in the media. VAP is committed to raising the bar, expanding opportunities, and creating the network necessary to propel veterans into the mainstream creative arts community.
We were with the Joe Bonham Project, working with the patients at Walter Reed. So the patients were able to come in, they were able to make paper out of the pulp that we brought, make small little prints on the paper, and then the Joe Bonham Project was sketching the patients on the combat paper.
All the guys that we've drawn are willing to be looked at, and many of them have some of the most catastrophic wounds one can possibly imagine. And it's been an honor to draw them. It's a very intimate thing.
I suffered from a traumatic double amputation, bilateral amputation, and a mild TBI. And we came together and made a combined effort to illustrate what we're going through during the recovery process of a traumatic brain injury and through the recovery at Walter Reed. And this piece shows some of what we're feeling, some of the emotions and thoughts that we're having, and just kind of exhibits our reaction to how people think about us and treat us.
I work with the Warrior Writers Project. We had an amazing week this week with the writing and the paper. We combined paper making and writing. We pulped the paper this week, and then we had the participants write on the paper. They're bursting at the seams to tell their stories, and say what's important to them and talk about their experiences. And I think it's our responsibility to listen, and it's our privilege to be able to be a part of this creative process. And please continue to listen to our veterans so that we can move forward together.
Let's remember that we are traveling on a two-way street. It isn't just the arts that are helping heal the wounded warriors. The wounded warriors are helping to reinvigorate the arts. Art is not an extra. It's core to our intellectual and emotional development and well-being. Making things, the sensory experience of manipulating materials, refining skills, and experimenting without fear can lead to joy, peace, and productivity. Now, who doesn't want that in their life?
Can you move that? Can you crawl?
It's extraordinary to work with these folks, and we do open call interviews with any vets who are interested in participating.
Sing a good morning song.
This is a song of the morning bird. Good morning!
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, beautiful day.
Parking by the lake and there was not another car in sight.
This energy is all around you, and on stage you're moving within that energy.
I construct a script from what I feel are the stories they're trying to tell. And I'm not always right, and they're quite honest about telling me when that's the case. These folks will then work with a director to learn the basics of performance.
Follow that finger.
And when I give them a script, they will transition to rehearsal. And they rehearse this until it is a sculpted and finished piece. A big ask, to ask these guys to get up on stage in front of a bunch of strangers and talk about their experiences that they've been guarded about for a long time.
And at night, that's when the nightmares came. And I just couldn't deal with it. I was just kind of mulling through the day. I kept trying to meet people, make new friends, but it was really rough because nobody got it. Nobody understood.
I think that's the right point for you to go down on your knees. Nobody got it, one knee. Nobody understood. Nobody understood the other knee.
This you'll see on Friday evening, a group of folks who are both tremendously courageous and tremendously committed to what their stories can do and what they mean, and what their experience has signified for their communities and for their fellow veterans and for their fellow citizens.
The civilians are out there that kind of don't know that much about the military, and yet at the same time they think they do. Maybe this will kind of give them some insights, or maybe shatter some illusions of some of the stuff that they think, and maybe take it outside of their box a little bit.
I was holding a sign, and on this sign it said, in a time when a lot of the United States feels like it's separated from the war effort, and basically 1% seems to be doing a lot of the fighting, this is a really good opportunity for veterans and civilians to reintegrate our relationship and to build it together so that we all understand the overall effects of this massive undertaking. But to be able to be a part of like a machine that at least at one point during history liberated concentration camps, that is an amazing thing. Josh Wiley, United States Marine Corps.
Nick Lutwich, Royal Navy.
Randy Miller, United States Navy.
Sarah Bonner, United States Air Force.
Theodore John, United States Marine Corps.
James Allen Mode II, United States Air Force.
What after this extraordinary week, this outpouring, this education for us, this revelation for them? Where do we go from here? We have a duty to keep these projects going. We have a duty to encourage veterans who have held their experiences within themselves because they were trained to do so, that it is okay to tell their stories, not just for the effect it has on them, the release, but because Americans need to know.